and training camp and all that's going to be huge.
Yeah, completely agree, man. All right, let's move it along here. Let's talk a little head coach rankings. All right, PFF puts these out now. Again, PFF catches a lot of heat for these articles they put out. I enjoy the grades, and I love the fact that they've got a systematic approach to trying to evaluate individual players each and every week. When they write these articles, though, I can't help but sometimes wonder, is this kind of clickbaity? Are they trying to engage interaction with how they line these up? All right. And I'm going to go through these top 10 head coaches. All right. It's ranking the top 10 returning NFL head coaches entering the 2025 season. All right. Many of these I don't disagree with, but
many of them.
You're going to
not all.
You're going to notice one coach that's not on this list. Let's just go through it real quick. All right. Number one, they've got Andy Reid. We're not going to read the little paragraph here, the excerpt. You guys go check it out yourself. They'll do just kind of a detailed breakdown. They got Andy Reid, number one. Listen, I have no problem with Andy Reid being number one on this list. That dude has won. How many Super Bowls has he won now? Does it list there? Won all of them, including the playoff, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to think of how many Super Bowls he's got.
Three with Kansas City, right?
Yeah. I want to say it was 4.
I want to say 4.
Yeah.
4, and then one with
No, he didn't win one with Philly. He
got there, but he didn't win one. That's right.
Yeah. And he seemed like he was always at least in the NFC Championship. So Andy Reid, no problem with that at all, right? Sean Payton, I ain't gonna lie, man, it kind of bothers me a little bit that he's number 2. Top 10, I can understand that.
Amen, Clayton.
Number 2.
It doesn't bother me that he's on the top 10 list. It bothers me that he's right after Andy Reid. That's crazy.
Right. And the thing is, number 2, right? And his winning percentage, where is his winning? His winning percentage is 618, right? Mike McCarthy's is 608. And people talk about Sean Payton like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Mike McCarthy don't even get mentioned. They both got a Super Bowl. The quarterbacks, they help their quarterbacks. They coach their quarterbacks, both the MVPs. It's just crazy that he's number 2 on this list. And Holmes MD1 in the chat said, no way Peyton is 2. I'm with you, man. I'm glad I'm not the only person that didn't see it like that. So next you got Sean McVay with the LA Rams. Now, on the surface, it seems a little high, but he was the youngest coach to make it to a Super Bowl. He's the youngest coach to win the Super Bowl. He's been to the Super Bowl twice already. I don't have as much problem with that as I do Sean Payton. I don't know about you guys, but
I think you're right on, Clay. Sean McVay. I was listening to All 32 Pod. They were kind of saying Sean McVay was one of their deal breakers on ranking teams. They were ranking the NFC teams, 1 through 16, and Sean McVay bumped him up a level because he was who he was, right? Hit the schemer, the coach, everything like that.
Yeah. Up next, you got John Harbaugh of the Baltimore Ravens, right? And another Super Bowl winning coach. I think he's made it to a couple, if I remember correctly. It's 4 high. It could be a little too high. I don't know, but again, I'd put John Harbaugh over Sean Payton.
Yes,
yeah, for sure. And another guy that belongs on the list, right?
Right,
for sure.
Chuck Jaggers may be onto something here. He says Sean Payton 2 sounds like media love. I can see that too. Freaking new. Mike Tomlin, number 5. Now this one's tough for me. 1 Super Bowl, right? And we talked about his playoff record, and it was, it's ugly now, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Playoffs? Don't talk.
But, again, I would have him above Sean Payton, though, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think so, guys? What do you think? Am I wrong there? Or maybe they're about the same. What do you think? Sean Payton, Mike Tomlin.
I mean, man, if Sean Payton's number 2, I think there's an argument that you might as well put Tomlin there and switch them. I don't think either one of them necessarily are in that top 5, but definitely they both belong in that top 10 for sure. I just disagree with the order.
Do you think Sean Payton's up there because he's the one with the headset on calling the plays a little bit more? Like Andy Reid's calling the plays, Sean's kind of calling the plays.
I think he's up there because it can't be overlooked what he did in one season with Denver. I mean, let's be honest. He kind of flipped things around there pretty quickly. So, and then that combined with his previous track record as a head coach, and then to your point, wearing the headset, calling the plays, basically running the entire show. I think you got to put him up there and give him credit. But You know, he hasn't won anything since, you know, him and Drew Brees, you know, won a ring. So
Right.
it's been a while.
It's worth mentioning too. Mike Tomlin win percentage 630. That's higher than John Harbaugh's 623 and Sean Payton's 618. Sean McVay at 606. So Mike Tomlin has a better winning percentage than those guys in front of him there.
And the first, I think the headset has a lot to do with the first three. To be honest, like Mike Tomlin and Jim, not as you know, they're not sitting there just rattling off plays and headset.
Gotcha. Jim Harbaugh of the Los Angeles Chargers. I know on the surface some people would see that and go, no way. But Jim Harbaugh, believe it or not, guys, he has the 8th highest winning percentage in the history of the NFL at 685. Like you're talking about higher than George Papa Bear Hallis, Don Shula, Paul Brown, Tony Dungy. You're talking about Hall of Fame coaches. Bill Belichick's at 647. Jim Harbaugh's at 685. So for me, Jim Harbaugh should be higher on this list. Like he should probably be a little bit. Now he doesn't have a Super Bowl, and that's going to come into factor. Just me grab that pterodactyl. Got it. So, all right. Next, you got Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers.
Here's
That's
the guy.
Kyle Shanahan's winning percentage. I want to say it was significantly lower, but I could be. His is 530. And
Dude,
he does
after that year that the Niners had last season,
yeah.
Like,
and Tim, he doesn't have a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
they were up and down a lot too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Next, you got Nick Sirianni, 8th. Now, people
8th. He just won a Super Bowl and he's 8th.
Yeah, and check this out, Tim. This is what's wild. Nick Sirianni, winning percentage 706, 5th highest in the history of the game, only behind George Allen, Vince Lombardi, John Madden, and Guy Chamberlain.
Right.
That dude, he should have been in the number 2 spot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
or at least the 7th spot.
Right. The top priority, in my opinion, of building this list is wins and losses. Right.
Yeah.
So you go off winning percentage, and the only trumper would be the Super Bowl victory. Right. Like if somebody's got 2 rings and one guy's got 1 and he's got a lower or a higher winning percentage, I'd probably lean toward, hey, that dude's got more Lombardis. But the winning percentage should be the kind of the tell of the tape here. But anyway, Dan Campbell, number 9.
There we go.
Let's see where Dan Campbell's at on the old list here.
I feel like this might be the most accurate, right? 9th out of 10.
Yeah, and he is 556 winning percentage, actually, 64th in the history of the game. So, Dan Campbell, he's one of those guys. I don't know if I'd put him on the top 10 list, to be honest with you. He'd
be 9 or 10 though, right? He'd be towards the back.
Right. Right. And if you don't, he's biting your kneecap. So I mean, it's you got to put him on the list, Clay.
How in the heck is Kevin Stefanski on this?
Because he's what, a 2-time Coach of the Year winner, and they just think that he's gonna stir that team right back up. And Shadur's on there, and so
his winning percentage is 476.
That is so wild.
476.
So wild.
So you guys are going Clayton. Where's Matt LaFleur? Matt LaFleur did not make the top 10.
Where is?
How about these hands?
Unbelievable. So I'm going to pull this up.
I can't stand him, but where's our boy from Minnesota?
Yeah, right, Kevin O'Connell, right?
Yeah, where's KOC in this conversation if you're going to have Stefanski and Dan Campbell up there?
Right, and it's funny you mentioned that, Tim, because look, Kevin O'Connell win percentage 667.
Yep.
Right? Sean McDermott, another one that was not on the list, 656. He's 17th best in the history of the game. Oh, our boy Matt LaFleur, who got shunned here, by the way, 670, 13th best winning percentage in the history of the NFL.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Somebody make this make sense for me, because this redneck is just too dumb to figure it out.
How dare you?
Do you think they're doing it for shock factor?
I'll just
be a crackhead. They got hold to the wrong stuff.
I don't know. Maybe they want the engagement. You know, this is what we're doing, right? We're talking about how crazy the list is.
Yeah. So again, if you were to rehash the list, Emilio, I'm adding Sean McDermott on that list. I'm definitely taking Stefanski off.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm adding McDermott. I'm adding Matt LaFleur.
Yep.
For sure. And you probably got to add KOC over McDermott, although McDermott's been there a little bit longer, right? Yeah, that's probably what's hurting KOC, only 3 years in, right? Yeah, so I would put McDermott over KOC, but I definitely
KOC over Stefanski, right?
All right.
And it's going into this year, right? That was the whole point of the article. It's going into this year. So, like, teams that are on the rise, what are the Browns doing there? You know what I mean? It's so.
Yeah, it's crazy too because, as Soder said, we all know Rodgers won all those games. Matt LaFleur has made the playoffs both years without Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. And I'm just going to say this. Aaron Rodgers has not made the playoffs without Matt LaFleur. You understand what I'm saying? In the last however long, obviously he made the playoffs many years and won the Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy. But if you were to just compare apples to apples there, well, he got hurt. Okay, he got hurt. Got it. What about last year? Well, he didn't have anything around him. He handpicked the entire damn team. What are we talking about here? So,
Right.
Oh, we're going to give him some.
Probably there might have been some sarcasm there with H.E. Soder. Regardless, we can agree to disagree if there wasn't. But
Real quick, do you think it could have anything to do with the playoff win percentage over there on the side? Like Matt's at what?
Playoffs?
Kevin O'Connell was that double zeros?
mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's why you got to stick. I don't know.
Yeah, that does come
Give
into
it out.
factor. That comes into factor a little bit, I believe. But
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni, though, man,
With the 6'6", he's number 8. Come on now.
I'm not a big Nick Sirianni fan at all. I think he's kind of quirky. I think he's kind of cocky. He's not, but boy, oh boy, you can't argue with the results for sure. So again, Matt LaFleur, 13th highest winning percentage in the history of the NFL, and can't sniff the top 10. So there you go.
I told
Anything
you,
else?
like I've said before, I'll say it again. We have to bring Lombardi home for Matt LaFleur to get any respect in this league. It's period. That's what's got to happen. We got to win it all.
Yeah. United Base says you could make the same argument with Sirianni, though. Lots of talent. Very, very true. Very true with that. Got a loaded team, no doubt. So there you go. Just a little head coaching talk. I thought that was very interesting. Kind of caught me off guard.